Welcome to the fifth part of VCAA Math Method 2021 exam paper series. In this video, we will solve exam paper 2, section A, questions 9 to 14. Statistically, some students had problems with questions 9 and 12.
Hello, Math Champions! I'm Dr. Chen. If you want to improve your math skills and understanding so that you gain confidence, enjoy math more, and get better results, click subscribe and hit the notification button so that you don't miss anything.
Welcome to this VCAA exam paper series. This is section A of 2021 exam 2 paper. There are total 20 multiple choice questions in section A and 5 extended response questions in section B. In this video, we will present you question 9 to question 14 in section A. As it can be seen on the screen, question 9 gives g of x equals x plus 2 and f of x equals x squared minus 4. If h of x equals f of g of x with a domain of semi-closed interval from -5 to 1, including the point -5, the question is to find the range of h of x according to the rules of g of x and f of x. H of x equals the range of g of x minus 4, which equals x plus 2, or in parentheses squared minus 4. Since the domain of h of x is greater than or equal to -5 but less than -1, and the turning point of h of x is at -2, -4, the axis of symmetry is x equals -2. Hence, h of x reaches its minimum when x equals -2 and reaches its maximum value when x equals -5. Accordingly, we calculate the minimum value of h of x, which is -4, while the maximum value of h of x is 5. Therefore, the range of h of x is in a closed interval -4, 5. So the correct answer is E. Question 10 provides two functions. F of x equals square root of x plus 2. G of x equals square root of 1 minus 2x. The question is to find the implied domain of f of x plus g of x. According to the rules of f of x and g of x, two inequalities must be satisfied. X plus 2 is greater than or equal to 0, and 1 minus 2x is also greater than or equal to 0. Solving the two inequalities and find their overlapping value range, we find the domain. X is greater than or equal to -2 but less than or equal to half. So the correct answer for question 10 is D. In question 11, it is given that the integral of f of x with respect to x valued from 0 to a equals k. The question is to evaluate the integral of 3 f of x plus 2 with respect to x valued from 0 to a. According to the properties of anti-differentiation, the integral of 3 f of x plus 2, or in parentheses dx valued from 0 to a, can be written to 3 times the definite integral of f of x with respect to x valued from 0 to a, plus 2 times the definite integral of dx valued from 0 to a, which equals 3k plus 2a. Hence, the answer for question 11 is A. Question 12 is a question related to sampling distribution. It states that for a certain species of bird, the proportion of birds with a crest is 3/5. The question is to find the smallest sample size n, for which the standard deviation of sample proportion for the kind of birds with a crest is less than 0.08. Since the sample proportion is assumed equal to the population proportion, which is 3/5, the sample standard deviation equals the square root of p times 1 minus p, or in parentheses over n, which is less than 0.08. After both sides of the equation being squared and rearranged, the simplified form of inequality is 6 over the product of 25 and n is less than 0.08 squared. Hence, n is greater than 6 over the product of 25 and 0.08 squared, which equals 38. So the answer for question 12 is D. Question 13 is a question related to the issue of average rate of change. It states that the value of an investment after n months is modeled by the function f of n, which equals 2,500 times 1.004 to the nth, where n is an integer starting from 0, 1, 2, and so on. The question here is to calculate the average rate of change of the value of the investment over the first 12 months. Since f of n equals 2,500 times 1.004 to the nth, and in general, the average rate of change equals final value minus initial value, or over the total period. Hence, the average rate of change over the first 12 months equals 2,500 times open bracket 1.004 to the nth minus 1 close bracket over 12, which equals 10.22296. So the answer for question 13 is B. Question 14 is also related to the average value problem. The given criteria are that the average value of the function y equals cosine of kx minus pi over 2 over the closed interval from 0 to pi is equal to the average value of y equals sine x over the same closed interval. The question here is to find the value k. We start to simplify the function y equals cosine of kx minus pi over 2. Since cosine function is an even function, cosine of kx minus pi over 2 can be written to cosine of pi over 2 minus kx, which equals sine kx. Hence, the average value of the function y equals sine x over the closed interval from 0 to pi can be written to 1 over pi times the definite integral of sine x dx valued from 0 to pi, which equals 2 over pi, while the average value of the function y equals sine kx over the same closed interval equals 1 over pi times the definite integral of sine kx dx valued from 0 to pi, which equals 1 minus cosine of k pi all over k pi. Since the above two average values are equal, 1 minus cosine of k pi all over k pi equals 2 over pi. Simplify the equation gives k equals 1 minus cosine of k pi all over 2. Obviously, k equals 0 or half, satisfying the equation. However, according to the choices provided in question 14, k equals 1 over 2. So the answer is E. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to help me make more math content like this. I will see you in the next video.